Matthew 23. Then Jesus spoke to the crowds and to his disciples, saying, The scribes and the Pharisees sit in Moses' seat. So do and observe whatever they tell you, but do not follow their example. For they preach, but do not practice. They tie up heavy burdens, hard to bear, and place them on people's shoulders, but they themselves are unwilling to lift a finger to move them. Everything they do is done to be seen by others. They make their phylacteries wide and the tassels on their garments long. They love the places of honor at feasts, the best seats in the synagogues, and greetings in the marketplaces, and to be called Rabbi by others. But you are not to be called Rabbi, for you have one teacher, and you are all brothers. And do not call anyone on earth your Father, for you have one Father, who is in heaven. Nor are you to be called Master, for you have one Master, the Christ. The greatest among you shall be your servant. Whoever exalts himself will be humbled, and whoever humbles himself will be exalted. Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! You shut the kingdom of heaven in people's faces. You yourselves do not enter, nor do you let those who are trying to enter go in. Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! You devour widows' houses, and for show make long prayers. Therefore, you will receive greater condemnation. Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! You travel over land and sea to win a single convert, and when you succeed, you make them twice as much a child of hell as yourselves. Woe to you, blind guides! You say, If anyone swears by the temple, it means nothing, but if anyone swears by the gold of the temple, they are bound by their oath. You blind fools! Which is greater, the gold, or the temple that makes the gold sacred? And you say, If anyone swears by the altar, it means nothing, but if anyone swears by the gift on it, they are bound by their oath. You blind men! Which is greater, the gift, or the altar that makes the gift sacred? Therefore, anyone who swears by the altar swears by it and by everything on it. And anyone who swears by the temple swears by it and by the one who dwells in it. And anyone who swears by heaven swears by God's throne and by the one who sits upon it. Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! You give 1/10 of your spices, mint, dill, and cumin, but you have neglected the more important matters of the law, justice, mercy, and faithfulness. These you should have practiced without neglecting the others. You blind guides! You strain out a gnat, but swallow a camel. Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! You clean the outside of the cup and dish, but inside they are full of greed and self-indulgence. Blind Pharisee! First clean the inside of the cup and dish, and then the outside also will be clean. Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! You are like whitewashed tombs, which look beautiful on the outside, but inside are full of the bones of the dead and all kinds of uncleanness. In the same way, on the outside you appear righteous to others, but inside you are full of hypocrisy and wickedness. Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! You build tombs for the prophets and decorate the graves of the righteous. And you say, If we had lived in the days of our ancestors, we would not have taken part with them in shedding the blood of the prophets. So you testify against yourselves that you are the descendants of those who murdered the prophets. Go ahead, then, and fill up the measure of your ancestors' sins. You snakes! You brood of vipers! How will you escape being condemned to hell? Therefore I am sending you prophets, sages, and teachers. Some of them you will kill and crucify, others you will flog in your synagogues and pursue from town to town. And so upon you will come all the righteous blood that has been shed on earth, from the blood of righteous Abel to the blood of Zechariah son of Berechiah, whom you murdered between the temple and the altar. Truly I tell you, all this will come upon this generation. O Jerusalem, Jerusalem, you who kill the prophets and stone those sent to you. How often I have longed to gather your children together, as a hen gathers her chicks under her wings, but you were not willing. Look, your house is left to you desolate. For I tell you, you will not see me again until you say, Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord.